Hello and welcome back to Seconds Out. My name is Eamon Khan here with rising heavyweight talent Simon Ibekwe ahead of his next outing in the professional ranks, 5th of October against Phil Williams. Simon, first of all, good to be speaking to you. How's life treating you?
Yeah, all good, man. It's good to see you as well. Yeah, pretty much just knees deep in training camp at the moment. Obviously gearing up for 5th of October. So yeah, pretty much working towards that. I literally just came up from training now. So yeah, all good. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad. All the better speaking to yourself. Talk to me about
Yeah,
life at the Manning's gym. Haven't got there just yet, but looking to get there at some point as it's local to me. But talking about
yeah,
that training that you're doing and life in the professional game.
yeah. No, I turned professional last year June. So obviously with Anthony Manning, we're just working on a lot of things, and obviously pretty much in the early stages of your career, you're pretty much just like see finding a way, fighting journeyman and everything. But what we're working on at the moment is pretty much being a complete fighter. So not just like going in there just bombing fighters away, just pretty much like working on different skill sets, counters, front foot, back foot, and all sorts of things. So yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and the gym is obviously quite a good gym in Birmingham. So yeah, I'm in good hands.
And you've started to rack up some of the early finishes in the program. Talking about getting
Yeah.
those finishes, and were those targets for you to in the program that early start to get those finishes, notch that first early finish up there with the last two wins that you've got?
Yeah, pretty much. I think everyone wants a heavyweight to get knockouts and stoppages and everything. And if pretty much heavyweights don't get stoppages, there's almost like question marks around them. But yeah, I think one of the main things when I first started boxing, I wanted to obviously look good and just perform, because I think when you reach obviously a certain weight, you can automatically punch anyway. So I
Mm.
think everyone has that, but not everyone has obviously skill sets and all different attributes to add to their game. So those are one of the main things that I've been working on. But I think knockouts and stoppages is pretty much a bonus for me. So obviously I do like to get them out there. It makes the job a lot more easier. But I do like to showcase what I'm about as well. Because obviously I put in hours and days and weeks in training. And obviously it's good to get a stoppage, but I'm still working on different skills and everything. And it'll be good to showcase these things, which is good. So yeah.
So, what would you say your style is like? Then you're not always looking to set up that big one shot. Of
Yeah.
course, that would always be nice. But how would you
Yeah.
describe your style in your own words?
I'm quite a thinker in the ring. I think pretty much my fights look like I'm a front foot fighter, but I'm quite a thinker as well. Like people that sparred me and stuff, they'll probably say the same, because I think just naturally, or me personally, I feel like I spar a bit different to how I fight. When I fight, I look a lot more like a front foot fighter, but I'm quite a thinker in the ring. I like to obviously spot mistakes and stuff and capitalize off those things, and obviously look for different shots rather than just the conventional jab and right hand. I like to look for obviously unconventional shots, left uppercuts, and different things like that. So yeah, definitely not a finished article, but I'm definitely just adding different skill sets to my game. So as I said, I just want to be a complete fighter and obviously look good while being a complete fighter.
And this is the first time I've spoken to you, so I wanted to ask you as well, what are the motivations to box? What are you doing this for, and what's your end goal? Everyone has a different end goal, whether it's be world champion or just even to just achieve and have a profession, a job, a career. But what's
Yeah.
yours?
I'm not just in it to make up numbers. I would like to be a world champion, of
Mm.
course. And my motivation is, if me personally, obviously, I'm quite a late start to boxing. Not many people know I'm quite a late start. I started in 2017, and I'm pretty much, especially in the amateurs, I've pretty much got thrown in the deep end and just learning on the way. Because some people have different routes. They go rounds and rounds of different sparring pros and everything, and maybe have like 2 amateur fights or whatever, then they turn pro, but they've had that experience. Whereas me, I've just pretty much literally learned on the job. So it's quite a new experience for me as a whole. Naturally, I'm quite young in terms of my mindset and how long I've been in boxing. I'm quite a young heavyweight, but I'm enjoying the learning process, and I'm enjoying the getting better, and I'm enjoying seeing results and everything. And as I said, or what I think of is, I'm not really too focused on the end goal. It's more the journey. That's the key thing for me.
With heavyweights in the UK, it's quite hard to be a bit of a hidden secret, and you've been spotted already. And
Yeah,
I'm aware that you've been picked up for the anti-Joshua sparring
yeah,
camp or the training camp for the Dubois fight. Talk to me about getting that call from from AJ and the team and the invite to go over there?
Yeah, my last fight, as we mentioned, 4th of May, it was against quite a known fighter. He's been around. I think he sparred Usyk and Ngannou, AJ. He's been around, and obviously I fought him and I beat him. So I think boxing is quite a small world. So they contacted my manager and they wanted to get me in for obviously the bar fight as well. So as I said, it's quite a new experience for me because I've never really been involved in a camp. I've obviously sparred so many people, but never been involved in a camp and being obviously part of the training team and everything, which was a new experience. And sharing the ring with Joshua is a very new experience as well, because as I said, I'm a thinker in the ring and he's a thinker. And the fact that I think a lot of people are saying now that this is the new Joshua, and being obviously seeing it firsthand and seeing what he's capable of doing in the gym is quite a new experience. And as I said, it's a new experience and it's contagious. So just being around it, being around the environment and being around Ben as well, taking his knowledge and everything was quite a whole good experience.
Let's break this down a little bit. How long were you there for, and what was that first day like?
Because it was my first time seeing Joshua in real life. So sometimes when you see people on TV and everything, you kind of form your own assessment of them. But when you see him in person, it's a lot more different. So I was meant to initially be there for 2 weeks, but then they pushed it longer. And really, I should be even there now, but I got my fight coming up, and obviously I have to put my career first. But so obviously I saw him on the Monday when I went down. Then we done rounds then, and throughout the whole week, I think I done like 13, 14 rounds with him that whole week. So yeah, looking back at it now, at the time, obviously I was just a lot more thinking and everything, but looking back at it now, it's just like a whole good experience as a whole, like just seeing things. And like sometimes in boxing, like I think I remember Ben Davison a while ago saying in an interview about I think this fight coming up. He was saying how Daniel Dubois' strengths and weaknesses falls into AJ's hands. And sometimes in boxing, people just talking it. But when after hearing him saying that and seeing AJ in the gym and everything, I can see why he will say that, because AJ is looking very dangerous. He's looking very dangerous in the gym from what I've seen.
So those rounds you did with them, how were they broken up throughout the weekend? What were they like?
Yeah, it was good because there was other sparring partners. There was named Jeremiah from America, and then Peter as well came down. He came down quite late because I think he had a fight on the same day as Joshua as well. So yeah, we all shared the rounds, and it was really, really, really good rounds. Like it's interesting because all of us came in fresh, and one of the main things I picked up about Joshua is that he always looks like ready in the ring. Like sometimes, especially when you got a fresh sparring partner, some people tend to have like rounds or two off, but AJ was always on top, always ready. That's the best way to put it. Like, and I was talking to Ben after the spars and everything, and throughout the whole week, like every time he looks calculating, every time he looks like he's thinking in there. Because sometimes as heavyweights, some heavyweights can get lazy throughout the rounds, but he always looks like he's thinking and always ready, which is good.
Was there anything about AJ's game apart from that point that surprised you about him? I've been seeing him, like you mentioned, on TV, on the cameras. When you got up close with him, was there anything else that surprised you about his game?
Obviously, just looking at Joshua throughout the years, because I think pretty much every boxer I've seen Joshua throughout the years and see the evolution of Joshua. But I think just seeing him now, he just has this focus about him. But as I said, this is my first time seeing him, but he just seems like he has this just new mindset with him. I obviously don't know him like in a personal level where I've known him for years, but just seeing him with this Ben Davison and everything, and like he just seems like he has a goal and an objective in his head. That's from my take anyway. And he seems like he's just really focused. He's learning new things and he's enjoying the learning, which is good. And I think as well, because sometimes different fights can lose motivation, different psychological reasons and everything. But seeing him, he looks like really razor focused.
From your point of view, then, and I want to ask this about fighters, because when we watch Joshua and break him down, one of the things, or the biggest thing in his game, at least for many of years, was that signature uppercut. Were you aware of that during the sparring, and was he able to get you with it?
With Joshua, he's always as I said, he's always a thinker, and he's always looking for shots as well. I can't really talk too much about the sparring, but he's, as I said, he's looking very dangerous. And the uppercut, if I would say, like even looking at the Klitschko fight, I think that uppercut was more just like a reactive sort of thing. I don't think he really like set it up. I think it was just because obviously everyone knows that it was one of them fights for the ages, and he was just going with the motion and everything. He got knocked down and put Klitschko down and everything. So it's just, I think when it gets to that stage of a fight, I think it's just pure, just instincts and everything. And I feel like that uppercut came from that. But from what I've seen about Joshua now, it just seems like he's a lot more. There's a lot more thought process going in his shots. That's what I'll say.
Outside of the sparring, then, what were the conversations that you had with AJ that have stayed with you?
Yeah, like he's very like a pragmatic, down to earth like guy. Like he's a proper nice guy, and like he gave me some gems, just personal ones as well. And like I think one of the main things that I took from him is like what he does outside of training is just as important. Like sometimes as a fighter, you just think training starts from as soon as you get into the gym and you're obviously doing all your bags, your pads and everything. But what he does outside of training, like we were speaking about it, and it just seems like it's very important. Like everything down, obviously the diet, sleep and everything, it's very important. But yeah, he gave me a few gems. And I think as well, one of the main things I've seen that his team, he has a very like solid team around him, and everyone is playing a good role. And I think as a fighter, I think sometimes it's like looked down upon, but team is very important, definitely. And I've just seen it like without a team, a lot of things won't really just fall into place and everything. And I feel like as a fighter, the coach, everyone should be on board and everyone should be playing their role. And that's what I've seen from AJ's camp. He has a very solid team.
What about with Ben Davis and the conversations you had with Ben and Lee Wiley as well too? Obviously,
Yeah.
been key in AJ's comeback.
Yeah, they're very knowledgeable, both of them, very knowledgeable, and the way they break things down, is very meticulous and everything. And I think a lot of people say like there's a difference between a boxing coach and a teacher. I didn't really realize that until there's the difference now, but I didn't realize that until obviously working with or seeing Ben Davison working with AJ. And like there was a scenario where obviously AJ was just doing things on, I think it was shadowboxing and stuff. And like Ben will ask him why he would do things and stuff. And I think it might sound, I don't know how everyone's different training, everyone has different training methods and stuff, but it's interesting seeing that, like asking like why and saying the outcomes of why and everything and breaking things down. And Lee Wiley as well, he's one of them ones where he's like he's a genius, man. Like the stuff that he thinks of and the way he breaks down fights and everything. And it's interesting. Like that's how I said. Like the whole setup they have there is it's really good. It's really good.
What part of Dubois' game do you think that you were replicating in those spars? What comparisons do you think you have to Daniel?
As I said, some people might think I come forward, and obviously, Daniel, he's quite a forward fighter, the double jab, right hands and stuff. But I do like to think a lot in there as well. To be honest, like thinking about it now, I don't think I'm too similar in terms of I know myself. I have a really good jab. I have really solid jab. But in terms of every other area, I don't think I fight too much like Daniel. Might be similar in heights, and as I said, the jab. But yeah, I don't think I fight too much like Daniel because I think Daniel's adaptability is not as huge as other fighters, I would say. So yeah, but in terms of just the normal jab, I think just want to I definitely believe I have one really good jab. So I think that's probably the only similarity I can think of.
Sounds like an incredible experience for
Yeah.
you. Did you get the open invite back to the next training camp for either AJ or any of the Ben Davison heavyweights?
Yeah. We kept contact and everything, and got like Jamie TKV down there all the time and everything, and we keep in contact and everything. So yeah, I'll definitely be there again. And obviously, I'm always willing to learn and everything, and being involved in the training camp of AJ, especially a world level training camp, is really good. So I'll never turn down the opportunity.
You managed to do anything with Fabio or Moses at all?
No. I crossed paths with Fabio, but not Moses, because I think they train at different times.
Mm.
But yeah, no, just I've crossed paths with him like twice, I think, while I was down there, along with the other ones, not the other heavyweights, but the other fighters. Crossed paths with him, but no.
let's get to your prediction then for the fight. Having had that training camp and that experience, then how do you expect the fight with Daniel Dubois to finish?
As I said before, there was an interview where Ben said about his Daniel's strengths and weaknesses playing to AJ's hands, and and I remember him mentioning about the whole there's very small error to make with when you're in the ring with AJ, and if you do make that error, he'll capitalize. And as I said, like some people might just talk just for talking's sake, but action's very different. But I can see it, like being involved in the training camp, I can definitely see what he's saying. But generally, obviously, they're both heavyweights. They're both punch hard. So as we've seen it many, many times, like it's just one shot, especially in the heavyweight division, one shot can change the whole course of the fight. But I definitely don't think it's going to go past 6 or 7. Definitely not. And I'm obviously siding more towards AJ.
What does that experience do for your motivation to, finish the year strong and really kind of push on with your career?
Yeah, like just the fact that I can match it in there with one of the best, arguably the best heavyweight in the world. So just the fact that I can match it in with there and do like many, many rounds with him and everything. And yeah, so it just motivates me, and just seeing his whole training regime and everything. And as I said, like I'm a big believer in, like, to certain people, obviously you might look at and you might think it's far-fetched, but he's just a human being, especially like speaking with him and everything as well. He's just a human being just like everyone else. And like the stuff that he does, it's obviously some people might think it's out of this world, but he's obviously involved and in love with his grind and his graft and everything. So that's one of the main things. And obviously just being involved in your journey and being really in love with your journey and enjoying the process and everything. And I'm seeing that he's doing that as well. And just being around that, I don't think it's anything that's out of this world for me. I definitely believe that I can do it and push on even further.
So you have this fight on October 5th against Phil Williams. How many more do you want before the end of the year?
If it was down to me, I'll have this fight and 2 more if it was down to me. But ideally, I think it's either December or I think the month after, but it's looking like December, October or December. So yeah, October, December, then that's going to be the fight for the end of the year.
What usually happens in the heavyweight division, especially domestically in the UK, is a lot of the heavyweights will end up going around and sparring each other. Do you feel that this AJ experience will help open you up to getting more regular sparring with some of the other heavyweights? And is there someone that you've got in the top of your head that you would like to spar specifically?
Not specifically, but I pretty much sparred most of the heavyweights, and I put in a good account of myself as well. So yeah, it's just all different styles and just different learning methods as well. And like being involved in obviously training camps and being involved in different sparring, you just pick out your own things that, like, even sparring is good and well and everything, but there's only so much you can take from sparring. And like there's the old school cliche, you can spar Mike Tyson how many times you want, but you're not gonna be Mike Tyson. But it's good. It's just, I feel like it's a very good confidence boost. And just me personally, sometimes I just like to just talk to fighters and stuff, because obviously sharing the ring is one thing, you can pick out so many things, but when you speak to them and speak to things like ask the whys and all the do nots and all that kind of stuff, then you learn in a different way. So yeah, I'm open for different, any style, to be honest.
Have you sparred Daniel before?
Daniel Dubois?
Yeah.
No, never sparred him before. Never sparred him before.
How about, come.
I was actually meant to go down for his training camp. They wanted me to come down for his training camp, but then it was just a last minute changeover. So yeah, I haven't sparred him before now.
What about Derek Chisora?
Chisora, no, I've been in his gym. I've been in the gym. I've sparred I think another heavyweight that I was training in his gym before. And I sparred 2 heavyweights that I was training in the gym before, but he just happened to be there. I've never sparred him yet. That's still one that potentially that could happen if he's still obviously fighting. But yeah.
Someone a bit more local, Fraser Clark?
Clark, no, here's another one. Here's another one. No, no, I haven't sparred. I haven't sparred him. I haven't sparred him. Sparred Solomon. So many rounds. Huey Fury. See AJ, and obviously local heavyweights as well. Yeah, but no, not Fraser Clark just yet. But I'm very sure I'm going to spar him soon.
let me ask you about Hugh Fury. Obviously, completely different sort of sparring, I imagine, to
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua. What
Oh
was that
yeah.
experience like? And also leaning on Peter, who's a very knowledgeable man in the game too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Hugh Fury, a very different style, and he's similar to Joshua in terms of the thinking, but he thinks in a very different way.
Hmm.
And I feel like with him, like you can learn even obviously the same as Joshua, but you take out a bit more because some of the stuff that he was doing in there, you can almost like practice on drills, but you're just seeing him do it. That makes sense. But yeah, they all have quite a similar style. The whole Fury, they all have quite a similar style. So even Tyson Fury is one that I would like to share the ring with, and Usyk, to be honest. Usyk could be a really good spar.
What did Peter say to you after the spar?
We didn't really speak that much. He said, good work. It's good work. And yeah, we didn't really speak that much. I think they was in a rush to go somewhere, but yeah, we didn't really get to speak too much. I think if I was involved in the camp or something, then it would be a bit more different. Then obviously we'll rub shoulders a lot more. But yeah, we didn't really speak. He just said good work and everything. And yeah.
Simon, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. I won't take too much more of your afternoon up, but for anyone who wants to follow your journey, your heavyweight journey as you look to progress up the ladder of the professional game, where can they find you on social media?
Instagram, Simon Ibekwe, Simon_Ibekwe, IBEKWE, and Facebook, just Simon Ibekwe. YouTube is still in the works, but yeah, Instagram and Facebook is one of the main social media platforms you can catch me.
You're looking to do YouTube?
Yeah, looking to do YouTube. I think it's just a different audience, isn't it? It's just a different audience. So I think the world we live in now, it's good to be accessible from different media platforms. So yeah, I'm looking to get into there, but it's just about finding time.
Simon, the pleasure's all mine. Thank you so much for speaking to Seconds Out, sir, and looking forward to seeing you in action 5th of October and also back out very soon after that too.
Yeah, thank you.